All right, in this lesson, I'm going to do a little bit of review from a 20-1 concept, and that 20-1 concept is called the angle and standard position. So obviously this was 20-1. Now this is going to reappear again in 30-1, but it's going to be, of course, a little bit more in depth this time. So let's go ahead and review the definition of an angle and standard position. So here's my Cartesian plane. We have 4 quadrants. First one being here, second being right there, third is down here, and finally the negative quadrant is quadrant 4. An angle and standard position is produced by what we call a initial arm. So the initial arm lies along the positive x-axis. When you rotate that terminal arm, we produce, let's say we rotate over here into quadrant 3, we produce another arm, and that's what we call the terminal arm. Okay, so remember, the terminal arm is the arm that rotates throughout this Cartesian plane. The angle produced between the terminal arm and the initial arm is what we call the angle in standard position, which I will denote as theta. Okay, so for any angle in standard position, we also have what is called a reference angle. The reference angle, there's a couple properties here. The reference angle is always positive, so it's greater than 0. And that angle is produced by the x-axis, okay, and the terminal arm. So find the x-axis, which is right there, and find the terminal arm, which is right there. The angle between those two lines, which is right here, is what we call the reference angle. Okay, and once again, your reference angle is always positive, so greater than 0. So let's work on an example here of a reference angle, and it says find the reference angle of 550 degrees. So we're given the Cartesian plane here, mostly because it always helps to sketch that angle first. Okay, so we know this starts at 0 degrees, goes to 90, this is 180, 270 here, and a full rotation makes up 360 degrees. Okay, obviously 550 degrees is less or greater than 360, so we're rotating at least once. So we start right here at the initial arm, okay, right along the positive x-axis. When we rotate once, we're going to get back to where we started, but we need to rotate a little bit more here. To find that number, you take 550 and you subtract 360. Okay, when you take 550 and minus 360, you're going to get 190. So we need to rotate 190 degrees more in this Cartesian plane. So this is 180, and of course we need to go 10 degrees more because it's 190. So we're going to end up right in here. There's my terminal arm right there, and that ends up in quadrant 3. But the question doesn't ask about the quadrant, it asks what the reference angle is. Remember, the reference angle is produced by the x-axis and the terminal arm. So the reference angle is located right there. All right, so let's find that angle. Okay, so remember, we rotated 180 here. We had to get to 190. So this reference angle is equal to 10 degrees. Okay, so there's my final answer. Reference angle is equal to 10 degrees. Remember, it's always positive, okay? And so that's it for my little review on angles in standard position.